Hey guys, welcome to the top 5 best opponents for The Undertaker at this year's WrestleMania. So pretty much, in these past few months, past few 6 months, the WWE, they're on a low right now. I mean, injuries after injuries after injuries. There are no more superstars worthy enough to actually face The Undertaker in the roster right now. It's a complete joke. I've been watching Raw, month after month after month, and it gets worse every single time each Raw. So, the ratings are gone. The roster is completely lacked. Superstars are completely injured, including Cena, Rollins, Orton, Cesaro, and the list goes on and on and on. Even it could be now Finn Balor could be even injured as well with his shoulder. But let's get started, alright? Don't want to waste any more time. Alright, so I'm going to start off with number 5. It could be, I think that if it was going to be Chris Jericho, I think that this could be a good match, but there is a problem. But I'll get to that in a second. I will get to that problem in just a second, but let's actually talk about what if this match actually happened. So, I think that while it could be more ideal to save Taker for an emerging star, there is no doubt that Chris Jericho versus Taker, it could be a draw. I mean, a fun match for the crowd to watch, and both men are past their prime. There will be no loss, there will be no difference in the company. It would just be one great match at WrestleMania. I think Jericho, he can still do quite well in the ring and does not need to be carried in any way. I mean, that match would be slightly slow paced, but I think it might not even be a bad thing. But the question is, how would they set up this feud? I think that Jericho, he's never faced Taker WrestleMania, so I think that he could say that he came back for that one reason and that reason only. I mean, he looks like he is turning heel. He is gonna turn heel with his AJ Styles feud going on right now, but as this would work perfect for him to call out Taker. I think he could even play off the fact that he was the one that ended Taker's title reign back in 2009. So I think that could be quite good. The problem is that Jericho is getting quite old. Taker is old himself, and the fact is that it's not going to make any difference. It's just going to be one fun match, and not many people would be that interested in it because Jericho is past his prime, and so is The Undertaker. But I think that the crowd, they know this by now. They should know this by now. But the fact is that they are just looking for Taker to keep on wrestling until while it lasts. All right. So number 4, Dean Ambrose. And much like Taker versus Jericho, much like Taker versus Kevin Owens, I've just spoiled another ranking for you, but this match would be a treat. I think the best way for this feud to happen is by Dean losing his IC championship. If Taker wants to face Ambrose for the title, then either Dean has to win or Taker has to hold a title, defend it, or vacate it. I mean, while it definitely does and add a layer of mystery to the match, it may be a bit short-sighted move, but I think since Dean is a physical brawler sort of type wrestler, I think that a match like this could be a throwback to something like Mankind versus Taker. A specialty match like a no DQ match would probably serve best for these two, but I think Taker is not afraid to take weapons or bleed. I mean, if you look back at Lesnar versus Taker at SummerSlam and Hell in a Cell, neither is Ambrose. I think this could end up being a classic, much like for Foley versus Orton or Foley versus Edge, depending on how it went. Even with the PG era, it seems that Taker has a bit of a wiggle room with his matches due to his position in the company. So I think setting up the feud, they could play on Dean's crazy personality and the fact that he is willing to take on anyone at WrestleMania. Then that gong hits, slow build into some brawling, possibly with Taker costing him the championship, then putting it into a no DQ. Simple yet effective booking though. Alright, what ranking are we on now? Number 3, Sting. This is a fantasy match type that people wanted to see during the Attitude Era. Now, with both men, past their prime, this would still be a blockbuster match, no doubt about it. This would be a sort of thing like Rock versus Hogan, not necessarily a technically sound match, but the larger than life personas would overtake that and make it, nostalgic and really enjoyable. But the fact is that this match would also be the most appealing to the fans because likely help finish selling out at the stadium at WrestleMania, and not to mention, add more subscribers to the network as well. And the only issue with this is that Sting is going into the Hall of Fame. He, it's wherever Sting can only compete right now with his past injury with Rollins at Night of Champions. But I think the way they could set up this feud is that Sting is going into the Hall of Fame. That's an easy setup for him to come out, provided he'll be, healthy enough to actually for a match. But saying that he wants the match with Taker to be his final match, easy sign of respect and an easy sort of fantasy type match can happen. So that was my number three. I think the number two could be another star, another new personality star. I would not like, as it stands right now, people are pointing towards Braun Strowman versus Taker. I think it's safe to say that, probably some people do not want to see at WrestleMania. I do not want to see Braun Strowman, who I don't even know at all, versus the greatest performer at WrestleMania. I do not want to see that. The good news is that most programs they're not set in stone right now. I think the field of opponents are still wide open, but I think there are some other people that can definitely face Taker. Someone like Finn Balor, that is number two for me. Finn Balor, I think that can make a brilliant match. I think Balor could be a huge stretch, but it can also be a good catalyst to start the Balor Club God, I twist my words all the time. The Balor Club faction. Now, the fact that he has so many good options, it's a good thing, but so one can only help it does not end up like Taker versus Strowman as like Taker versus Giant Gonzalez written all over it. So Balor versus Taker sounds great. They have both, similar personalities, the face paint and the Dead Man, the Phenom. They look very much alike, I think. But the only difference is the age-wise. So that could be a big problem. So I wouldn't really want that to happen. But I think that this match, number one ranking, what I would like to see at WrestleMania, Kevin Owens versus The Undertaker at WrestleMania 32. Now, this one is pretty obvious. Minus the recent 50% booking, I think that Kevin Owens has been portrayed as a strong booking right now. He's been a bully of the company. His current gimmick would coincide well with Taker WrestleMania because beating him would be a prize for him. Owens' work can adapt to pretty much anyone, in my opinion. He can slow down or speed up and make this match memorable, no matter, despite how old Taker is, this match can be great. Now, setting up this feud, this could be an easy as Owens going on a few week winning streak, talking a big win at Fastlane, and then calling out The Undertaker after his match. Even something as simple as a beatdown on Kane could ignite this feud. Something like that, maybe at Fastlane, beating Kane and then calling out, give me someone better. Give me someone better than Kane. None other than The Undertaker. So that's what I would like to see. To be honest, I really wanted John Cena to face Taker because that would be one of the greatest WrestleMania matches that I have seen for quite a while. Not of all time, but WrestleMania has been lacking these past few years. Since WrestleMania 29, 28 was probably one of my favorites of all time. But to be honest, Rollins is not here, Orton's not here, Cena will not be there. But to be honest, my original person to face Taker was gonna be John Cena. But to be honest, I see no hope of Cena coming back at all now, in time for WrestleMania. If there was hope, then I would definitely, consider that. But in my opinion, I do not see Cena coming back. Thanks for watching. I do apologize for the lack of videos lately, but I'll keep on up to it. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. Peace.